Hey, what's up guys? It's UberNeupster here, and I wanted to give you a little bit of a look into my camera settings. I basically have an average of what all the pros use, and I've tweaked a couple things that I think are more beneficial for me that maybe the pros didn't use as much. So I wanted to give you guys a look into it so you could help adjust your settings and get right into Rocket League. To start things off, camera shake should be off. It doesn't really do anything for you, it kind of just is disorienting, so you want to make sure that that is off to start. The field of view is basically how much of the field around your car you can see. You want to have this all the way up because it gives you better vision and makes things easier to see. Distance, I have mine at 270. It's a perfect balance of seeing how your car is going to interact with the ball and being able to see the pitch in front of you and around you. Height is going to be at 100 for me. Often pros use around 100 to 110. I prefer 100. It helps me see the angles a little bit better. It's a little bit easier for me to tell how the ball is going to interact with my car. The angle, I have mine at -6. This is a little bit higher than a lot of the pros use. A lot of the pros use -3 angle. I like mine to be a little bit higher so I can kind of see the field a little bit better and see the challenges coming in. I like to dribble the ball. That's my play style. So being able to see over the ball and see what my opponent is doing is really important. So I have mine a lot higher. But you might want to start off around -3 or -4. It's just going to make things a lot easier for you. Stiffness is going to be how rigidly the camera follows your car. So if your stiffness is all the way down, it's going to be like the camera is at the end of an antenna at the back of your car. And it's going to be really swayy. And it's going to be kind of hard to see where you're going. But if you have it all the way up, it's going to be like it is locked to the back of your car. And it's going to be really disorienting. So the perfect balance between the two is 0.35. Most of the professionals use anywhere from 0.35 to 0.45. So I like mine a little bit lower because, like I said, I like dribbling the ball. It's a little bit more my play style. So I have mine at pretty much the lower end, but feels a lot smoother and a lot easier to control my car and the ball. So you might want to try that out. Swivel speed is how fast the camera is going to react to your right analog stick. So the higher the swivel speed, the faster you'll be able to look around, but it's going to be a little bit harder to control. So I like mine on the lower end, around 3.8. Most of the pros use about a 5.3. Anywhere between those two is a pretty good balance. I like mine to be slower so that I can look exactly where I want to and not feel motion sick because it's moving so fast. Transition speed is how fast the camera goes from ball cam to the front of your car when you turn it off. The higher the transition speed, the faster you're going to be able to see what you're looking at, but it's going to be a little disorienting and a little bit confusing because it's moving so fast. You won't be able to see any of the field or what's going on. So I have mine at 1.2. I feel like that's the perfect balance between being able to see the field and being able to toggle it on and off a lot and not feel like I'm always looking where I shouldn't be. For controls, I have my steering sensitivity at 1.8. Aerial sensitivity is going to be at 1.10, and the controller dead zone is going to be at 0.13. All of these are basically just personal preference. These are things you're going to have to try out on your own, but you can use my settings as a baseline to kind of help yourself figure it out. The most important one on here is going to be the dodge dead zone. The reason I have this so high is because when you double jump aerial, you're going to want to jump and then tilt your car back and jump again while you're boosting to gain maximum height. So if you have the dodge dead zone too low, that means that if you're pressing down even a little bit on your joystick while you press the jump button, it's going to register as a flip rather than a double jump. So the reason I have mine so high is so that I can get more height and more speed a little bit quicker, so I don't have to be as worried about backflipping, because backflipping is pretty much the worst thing you can do. I have my controller vibration disabled. I don't really see a point in it. It kind of is just a little bit distracting for me, so I have that turned off. Ball camera mode should always be kept on toggle. There's no real reason that you should have to hold the button to look at ball cam. That's just a little bit confusing, and it's just an extra button that you don't really have to hold. So now that that's out of the way, let's look at some of the bindings I changed. I think that the most important thing is that you have power slide and air roll on left bumper. The reason for this is when you go up for an aerial or when you're landing, you're going to be air rolling so that you can land on your tires. And what having power slide and air roll on the same button does is when you land, you can continue to hold the air roll button and you will keep your momentum because of the power slide instead of landing and getting all caught up in your tires, you can keep it going and then you can flip away, and basically just a speedier way. And you don't have to press a separate button for when you land if you're not landing clean forward, which you oftentimes won't be. Another important thing is that you have arrow left on left stick, press in. What this is going to do, it's going to allow you to do half flips, which is essentially the fastest way to turn around in Rocket League, so you don't have to waste boost and time turning around. You can essentially just backflip, and you can press the left stick in once you've stopped the momentum of your backflip, and then you can turn your car onto its tires, so you're basically doing a 180 significantly faster than if you were just turning around. So that's about gonna do it. I hope I could help you out adjust your settings to a bit more comfortable. I know the base Rocket League settings are actually impossible to use. Maybe that would be a good idea for a video, trying to use the basic default Rocket League camera settings and trying to win a match. I think it would be close to impossible because it is so close to your car and the angle is awful, but I hope I could be of some help for you guys. I'm planning on making more Rocket League content in the near future, so if you are interested in that, go ahead and like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch, and I'll catch you guys next time.